What up, everybody? The Power Book 4 Force trailer preview that dropped a few days ago has a particular scene that's caught everybody's attention, and that's somebody dressed in all black on a motorcycle inside of a warehouse with Diamond standing behind him, shooting at somebody or something. But because he has a motorcycle helmet on, we're not able to identify who the shooter actually is. And because he also has gloves on and the long sleeve jacket and pants, we can't make out a single thing about this shooter, other than the fact he doesn't seem to be that big. But also at the same time, notice this person's on a bike inside of a warehouse. This isn't even taking place outside. And he's also in front of Diamond about to take the shot. And Diamond isn't reacting in any type of way like he's surprised or in danger or anything like that. But when trying to figure out who this character is, and going back throughout the OG Power series as well as Book 2, I personally can't remember a character who rode around on a motorcycle. But because the fact the identity of this person is hidden, I got to believe there's a good chance that this might be a major reveal and potentially a Book 2 crossover. And the first two characters that come to my mind about who this could potentially be is Tariq and Cain, because I definitely think at some point we'll see Tariq in Power Book 4 Season 3, because the fact he'll need to connect with Tommy or intersect into the Power Force timeline in some type of way to set the stage for Power Legacy. Also keep it in mind that Tariq got that mystery phone call in the credit scene of the final episode of Book 2, where Tariq tells somebody that they're family, and he agrees to help this person take somebody out. But with Diamond standing in the background like that, I'm not sure if this is actually connected to that phone call or not, because the fact, if that is Tariq, because Diamond doesn't look scared, that means Diamond and Tommy are still on the same side. And if that was Tommy who made the phone call to Tariq from the credit scene, I don't think he would be calling Tariq and asking him for help if him and Diamond was still on the same side. But because we also now know that Tommy's going to turn to D-Mac and Marshall for help in Season 3, also makes it that much more likely that it was Tommy on the phone call reaching out to Tariq for help. Concerning Cain Tejada, either though I don't think it's guaranteed that he'll be in Season 3 of Force like I think it is with Tariq. At the same time, I also think there's a strong possibility that he will be in Power Book 4 Season 3, because the fact Cain had left New York after going on the run at the end of Power Book 2 Ghost, and we don't know where he went to. And with Chicago being the biggest city in the Midwest and the third biggest city in the United States, I think there's a good chance that's where Cain might have ended up. And it would definitely be interesting if in the final couple episodes of the final season of Force, there's a split up with CBI, and that was kind of foreshadowed in the new teaser as well. And Tommy and Diamond go their separate ways, and Diamond reunites with Jannard. And this would be around the same time when the Force timeline catches up with Book 2's, and Cain could be arriving in Chicago, potentially aligning himself with Diamond and Jannard, while Tommy, now being without help, calls for Tariq to come to Chicago, because Cain vs. Tariq was something that we thought we're going to see play out in Book 2, especially going into Season 4. But it never happened. One reason why we might have never saw the showdown take place is because Season 4 of Power Book 2 wasn't originally supposed to be the show's final season. So they likely wanted that to be a storyline going into the final season of Power Book 2. But we never saw it play out because Season 4 ended up being the show's final season. So will we finally see this take place in the final season of Force? Then Tommy and Tariq versus CBI and Cain might be a storyline going into Power Legacy. And I know some people doubt if we'll see Woody McClain, who played Cain, return to the Power Universe after he did an interview saying that he didn't want to be seen as a gangster. But keep in mind, we're talking about a professional actor. So I'm not saying what he was saying wasn't true, but some of it might have also been fabricated at the same time. Because I definitely expect to see Cain return to the Power Universe at some point, one way or another. Even if that is showing up in final season of Force and having a final showdown with Tariq, then getting killed. Getting me to the next question. Would Cain or Tariq be on a motorcycle? And yes, I could see either one of them on a motorcycle. Concerning Tariq, at the conclusion of Power Book 2, I don't even think he had a car after stealing his Porsche back from 2-Bit, only to sell it for money to get back in the game. And even once he got back in the game, I don't remember him buying another car. But with that said, at the end of Power Book 2, Tariq became a boss and is now working directly under Chinadu, replacing Noma. So because of that, the next time we see Tariq on screen, things are going to be a lot different with him, as he was struggling all throughout Book 2. The next time we see him in Force, then in Legacy, Tariq will be a boss. And because he's going to be making so much money, now working for Chinadu, I'm sure Tariq will have a couple cars and some toys like the motorcycle we see this person on. Keep it in mind that Tariq's first car was that Porsche, so that lets us know that Tariq likes fast cars, and this bike might have even been faster than that Porsche. Tariq showing up on Force on a bike, especially because no other main character from the Power universe has rode a motorcycle before, would be symbolic of the new phase of the Power universe and setting the stage for the new boss Tariq in Power Legacy. As far as Cain goes, in Power Book 2, we all know that Cain drove that Range Rover. But because of the fact he's now on the run, and the Range Rover was most likely registered in his name, and because unlike Tommy, who was able to continue to drive around in that same blue Mustang because he faked his death and got clean registration, even though we still don't know how he pulled that off. Cain is a wanted fugitive, and as far as we know, he has no fake registration for his vehicle or anything like that. So because of that, Cain most likely switched vehicles when he went on the run, and I could see Cain potentially getting a motorcycle so he could get around a lot faster. Especially, I'm thinking if he's trying to get away from the cops, and the cops were telling him on a high-speed chase or something like that, I think he would want to be able to navigate better to lose them being on a bike. Not to mention when we're talking about putting in work and dropping bodies, the motorcycle would be perfect for Cain. Not to mention Cain also left town with a bag full of money that Effie gave him to help get away. So he could have easily used that money to get a motorcycle to be more mobile. But this is definitely another big cliffhanger and mystery character we have going into Season 3. Keep it in mind that we already have the exclusive Season 3 image of Tommy in his loft looking at somebody sitting in a chair. But if this is in fact Tariq or Cain, we'll likely be waiting most of Season 4 for it to be revealed who this character is, because the fact the Force timeline has a lot of catching up to do before it's at the same point in time as the Ghost timeline. Either though that could also potentially be resolved with a time jump taking place at some point in the season, similar to the time jump that took place at the beginning of Season 3 of Book 2. This is definitely one of the clips that has me hyped for Season 3. Like I said the other day, my all-time favorite scene from any movie or show is the motorcycle drive-by scene in New Jack City. And just the other day we were talking about Paid in Full, another movie with a fire motorcycle scene when Rico smoked Calvin. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.